Hey guys, it's Googly again with another ROM review, and this time I've got RomAur ROM. Yeah, that's kind of a conundrum, but it is a beta 5 stock based ROM for the OnePlus 6T, so stay tuned for that. So guys, the OnePlus 6T is getting a few new ROMs. Hey, this is a stock-based ROM which I have been looking for, with a lot of features which is inbuilt into the ROM, kind of like Renovate Ice was, but instead of being a Magisk module over the stock official version, this comes as a full package, so that's available. Let's get started. Now, first of all, as you can see, fingerprint scanner does work because it is a stock-based ROM and not a custom ROM. It is fast, it works, and I really like it, so that's pretty cool. Let's go to the settings page and see in the about phone page. As you can see, this is the OnePlus 6T. It is version 9.0 January security patches. For some reason, beta 5, which was released in March, still doesn't have the February security patches, so I'm not really sure why. Kernel is the stock kernel, so that you have here February 25 kernel is available, and the build number is this one if you are geeky about that. OxygenOS version shows RomAur v5 version 1.6. that is the version here. So that is it in the about phone page, I guess. Also, that is pretty much it in the settings menu. The features on this ROM is actually a separate application, kind of similar to Renovate Ice, so that is available. So if you've already seen the beta 5 ROM for the OxygenOS for the OnePlus 6T, you already know what is available. It's basically the same thing. So OxygenOS has all the extra features which I have covered in other video. I'm not going to cover it again here because, well, that would be counterintuitive. So let's get to the extra features on this ROM. It does have a few extra features which I'm really happy about. So almost all the extra features are inside the ROM control options. In the ROM control options, first page is system UI preferences. So in that you have system options, an option to increase the touch sensitivity of the touch screen. So if you are using a glove or something like that, you can actually use that. Status bar on the lock screen, you can have it shown, or you can just disable that. It is also available, so you don't have the clock there, so you can customize that. Vibrate on touch on the quick setting tiles. Sound on USB, adjust ringtone volume instead of the music media volume, so you can customize that. Media cover art can be disabled for those who do want that, so it is available. You can customize that. In the lock screen widget options, you also have an option called lock screen universal widget, which is kind of similar to the older version of Android. I believe it was hacked in Marshmallow. ICS and all had that option where you could actually put widgets onto lock screen. Here we can see that you can see this Wednesday. It's actually Google at a glance. That is the widget which I'm using. So you can enable that. For example, let's put in an analog clock. So if you put in an analog clock, you can see that you can have an analog clock there. If you have a weather widget, you can actually use that, and that is one of my only problem with OxygenOS, where it doesn't have a lock screen weather widget, which can be customized from this one. It works, and you can customize the size of it, and you can also customize the offset of it, which does work really well. Now in the other options, you do have status bar preferences, where you have battery status style. You can enable the battery style. You can have stock battery, or you can even have a battery style for the 3-minute battery mode, so you can customize that. There is a lot of options available. You can download and use the user generated options here, and it should work really well. So if I apply that, it should change to that one which is available. So as you can see, 3-minute battery mode is really cool. You can customize that. You can customize the animations. I'm not going to go through the different options available with 3-minute because that's a whole other thing, so you can customize that. In the clock setting, you can enable the clock stuff. I have tried to enable the AM PM indicator small, and this thing, I would have loved to have this feature. It doesn't have it, so that's one thing which I do want to mention. It's actually a more comprehensive option available. You can also customize the size of it, which is whatever you want. It's really cool. Heads up display options are also available, where you can select the timeout and snooze timer, which is really nice to have. Icon customization settings on the animation for the quick setting tiles are available. You can have the style of it, have rotate, flip, all that. Speed can be customized, and also animation setting for the overshoot and all that can be customized from here, which is really cool. Quick setting pull down can also have quick pull cooldown and also smart cooldown, which is really cool to have. Quick setting columns and row settings are available. You can customize that and you can just fiddle around with these settings. I have selected 6x6. It works and I'm really happy about that. One more thing about RomAur is that it does add a few extra tiles like caffeine. It is added. I actually do have applications where I don't want the screen to turn off, so it actually works really well on that regard. Network traffic preferences are also available and that is amazing. Now this one is a full featured one. Let me just disable the battery option or hide icon so that you can see this better. So as you can see, you can customize this. It does have the both uplink and downlink, which is amazing. I love that. The stock option for it does not have that. Also you can customize the font. The font style can be customized. You can also customize the kbps. Auto height can be customized up to 100 kbps, which is really comprehensive. I really like that. Also byte mode can be customized instead of bits if you want that. It is a really comprehensive option. Also font size can be customized. If you want tiny, you can have that. If you want humongous ones, you can have that also, which is pretty cool. Separate color, traffic text color is also available, which if you want that. It is a very customizable option available and I really like that. Framework preferences, in that you can enable or customize the toast animations if you want to do that. I'm not a huge fan of it. Navbar hide mode are available. If you are someone who uses navbars, you can customize that. Button function can be customized if you do want to have that. If you are using buttons, I don't use it. I use gesture navigation, so it has been working really well for me. Now in the notification panel option, notification panel force expanded can be enabled if you want that. Transparency can be enabled. If you actually enable it fully, it will be solid. So yeah, it's not really the transparency, it's the opposite of transparency. If you put it at 0, it will be fully transparent. As you can see, you can probably see the background of it. So that is something there. You can actually customize the toggled text in the options available. So if you want colors, if you want red on it, you can have red on it. You can customize a lot of things. Also bold colors, italic font, academic, italic, a lot of things are available. You can customize it. Not the most amount of customization, mind you. If you have something like a Havoc ROM or any other custom ROMs available, it will trump on it. But hey, this is a stock based ROM with a lot of options available, so it does work really well. Really happy with that. Apart from that, set theme is available, which is for the application. Backup and restore is available if you are upgrading from one version to the other. So that is it in the ROM control options. Apart from that though, it does include a lot of options. This ROM is completely debloated. It does have zip aligned, BaseBox installed, INITD scripts are available. There are a lot of improvements or mods which is going to improve battery life, improve the scrolling speed, improve touch and speed. Faster app switching is available, which you can pretty much, you can think about it yourself. So that is available. There is a lot of things available. In the mod section, it does have a brighter adaptive brightness, which is available as a third party. Also, if you are someone who uses that, you can customize that. Also caffeine tile, already talked about it. I couldn't find the heads up tile which is supposed to be here, but I mean, I couldn't find it. It also comes with Xperia launcher. If you are someone who uses that, it does have that. Google Sound Adaway is pre-installed, so that's available. So as you can see, it is a customized ROM. Whether or not people will like it or people want to use it is entirely up to them. I personally love this, love the concept of this one. I remember a ROM on one of my previous devices, which was the Xperia Z3. There was a ROM called Experience ROM, and it was amazing. It was something similar to this one, where it had an issue where the bootloader could not be unlocked, so I had to use stock ROM. I mean, a stock ROM with certain features were amazing and I really like it. There's kind of that approach and I really like that. It's really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it in the feature section. Let's get to the other one, which is the battery life. Battery life is well, no matter whatever the developer says on the forum page as extended battery life or extreme battery life and INITD tweaks for it, I personally found the battery life to be slightly lower than the official stable release. Beta 5 or beta releases tend to have a slightly worse battery life than the stable brethren. I don't mind that, but again, I am someone who's coming from 9.0.12 version of OxygenOS, so it's kind of jarring. I'm getting about 10 to 12% of active drain, and idle drain is pretty unimpressive at about 1.7%. So hey, it is what it is. Fashion is pain. So yeah. Now the performance of the ROM. The performance of the ROM is also pretty decent. I'm getting about 295,000, which is part of the cross for an OxygenOS ROM, which is really cool for this device on the latest version of Pi. It works. I'm really happy about that. So that's pretty much it. Now the stability of the ROM. In spite of being a beta ROM, I didn't really have much of an issue with the stability. One thing which I do want to mention is that first of all, I could not get call recorder to work in the settings menu. It just crashes, and if I go into that again and try it, it'll just crash the phone application. So that is an issue. One way you can get around that is during a call, initiate the call recorder. So if you click on the call recording button, it will ask if you want auto call recording, and it will open up the setting. At that time it does work. I'm not really sure what is the problem with the settings menu. It's just there. Do the workaround, it should work really well. Apart from that, when I first installed this ROM coming from a 9.0.12 stable version, it didn't pick up on Wi-Fi, which was a strange thing. So I had to go and fast boot into Beta 5 official, that is the official version of Beta 5 from OnePlus, and then get this ROM to boot up, at which point I was able to get Wi-Fi and everything worked after that. So something to keep in mind. There are issues, but again, it is a custom ROM, you should expect issues. Apart from that, using this ROM, no issues in the stability front. It works splendidly. Now the camera is pretty decent. Honestly, I personally did not find anything extremely well about it. Admittedly, the person has already mentioned that on the forum page has already mentioned that it is at 100% of picture quality, so it should be slightly better. I mean, I don't have that good of an eye to see if it is better than the previous version of Android which I had, so not really sure about that, but hey, it is there. You might get a placebo effect, so that's pretty cool. Now the aesthetics of the ROM. The aesthetics of the ROM is pretty decent. It does have a lot of things in the aesthetics department, like custom colors, transparency mods. A lot of stuff are available. You can customize that. I like it. It works, and I'm really not the biggest fan of it, but hey, I can find a lot of people who will like this very much. Now the overall experience of the ROM. The overall experience of the ROM has been pretty decent. I'm not going to recommend this to someone who has this phone as their daily driver, because it involves a lot of downtime going to a Beta 5 ROM and then flashing this ROM on top of it. That is excluding all the debacle with the Team Win Recovery project and all that. So if you're an enthusiast, if you want to try Beta 5 with a few more options available, it is great. It works really well, so I'm really happy with that. But the overall experience using it has been pretty normal. It's kind of like using an OxygenOS ROM with all these extra features, but to be extremely honest, none of these extra features made me feel like I need to be on this ROM. I can get almost all these features with Substratum or Rise, so I have been using that. Pretty happy with the stable release of it. So yeah, not saying this is a bad ROM. It is an exceptionally good ROM. It works really well. It is a great daily driver. I'm not really sure if it's good for me though. Now I'm not gonna show you guys the boot animation. It is the classic OnePlus boot animation with the circle thing. Nothing special there. So yeah, in conclusion, it's a great daily driver, but as of now, the features available in this ROM, personally, I don't find that big of a deal. Renovate Dice has their features. I mean, you have to pay for it, but still you can get those features in stable release. And XXX No Limits ROM also has a lot of the features which is available, especially the NITD tweaks. And I mean, you can customize a lot of options here, and it should work really well in that regard. So yeah, I guess how much is said about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.